How incredible is this? And this is encouraging them to get outside even more than a pool because there's more to do than just a swimming pool. And I'm out here in Omaha, Nebraska. Look at that, a tree house. I'm gonna show you in this vlog today what this is all about. How cool is this? Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle. I love being greeted by dogs. What? I'm over here. Don't you want to say hello? Okay, I guess not. These are two lucky dogs. You're about to see why they are such lucky dogs. Now, I don't get jealous. I travel around and see the world's nicest ponds and water features and cool people, and I don't get jealous. What you're about to see makes me a little bit jealous because this is, what I'm looking at right now is one of the nicest recreation ponds I have ever seen in my entire life. I was here when we started building it. Check it out. How incredible is this? So this house overlooks this. I would say that is about as nice as it gets. This is coming up on 1 year old Aquascape recreation pond designed by Ed Ballou and constructed with the help of some very talented certified aquascape contractors. And I'm out here in Omaha, Nebraska. Look at that, a tree house. And I'm gonna show you in this vlog today what this is all about. This is the filter for this pond. You wanna know how we get water that clear? We put a giant wetland filter system in. There's just frogs jumping everywhere. I love it. This is of course where frogs would live, in a wetland. And you can see right there, just a little bit of aqua block exposed. Underneath this gravel is aqua blocks. You can see just there, the aqua block, and the water flows up through it, goes through the gravel area and the plant roots. You can see some of the plants that are new first year plants. This is gonna continue to get established more, and this entire area is what filters the water. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a beautiful filter like this. There's the clean out pump over there, so that's where you put the clean out pump in. That's the snorkel. So the snorkel goes down, centipede goes across, and then the aqua blocks, the gravel, the plant roots, and it all combines to get you the clear water that you see out there. There are frogs jumping everywhere. Little frog right here. It's like kind of sort of like a little tree frog or something. I don't even know what kind that is out here in Omaha. You know what kind of frog that is? Comment below. Look at that. How cute is that? They're everywhere. These little spring peeper type frog. He's winking at me. Reestablishing nature at home. We got canna lilies. We got irises, creeping jenny, grasses. To think that this berm is a first year with plants, I mean, they have done a great job. Every year it's just gonna look more and more natural. I love this cut leaf sumac, very light colors. You got the flowers, more frogs jumping in up here. Look at this big pool area right up here with frogs going everywhere. I love that. I didn't know that Ed was building this. I'm a little surprised to see this. I wonder what the idea was behind building this deep upper pool in here with all of these frogs going crazy down here. I'm going swimming in here and get some underwater pictures of those frogs. But look at how beautiful this waterfall is. Notice how the waterfall is here, and I bet you there's another foot and a half there behind that log that they put back there. So it looks like the water's coming out of a spring. It's not piled up with just rocks on both sides. So always the goal is to have a waterfall look like it's eroded away the soil and expose the stone. But one of the ways to do that is the berm is so important. Look at how big of a berm these guys created. I mean, this goes back here probably 15 feet from the edge of that waterfall, so there's a nice gradual slope here with all of the landscape. Here's a creeping Jenny plant, and you can just see how it's kind of softening up and filling in between the cracks. It's just going to continue to grow, come up in areas like this. This is a first-year pond. Fill in areas like over there. All of the natural plants, it's just going to continue to naturalize and get more and more filled in. And if it looks this good right when we're done, first season pond, imagine what it's going to look like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. It's just going to be a paradise jungle back here. It already is a paradise. It's just going to be a jungle back here. This is my favorite falls in this backyard. I remember seeing the videos of them setting this giant boulder. What a great frame rock, these two. You can actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go underneath there. You can actually go in there and get a little shower underneath the little waterfalls. And then I also love this stump. So this is a dead oak tree that came down in a storm a few years ago, and the guys just took a big machine and set this into place. But I love the angle with which they use that, and it separates the pond from the wetland filter and just fits right in the landscape right there. It looks like it's always been there, and it's only been there since, you know, a year ago when they put it in. How do I not come up here and get a view when you got something like this? I mean, this chair right here, it's got my name all over it. Looking back at that, wow. Yep, I'm jealous. Not only a cool pond, but a tree house to kick back alongside and enjoy it. Just incredible. Here they come. Welcome back from school, guys. Who's going swimming with me? Who's coming up to the tree house? Here comes the family. I've just been hanging out waiting for them, and I definitely am getting a dip in there. Okay, between the pond and the treehouse, I think you got the coolest dad ever.
Hey, all right.
Now, which one's helping Dad with the pergola that's going there?
Dad.
Well, you said one of your sons is kind of woodworking with you.
He's getting into it, but he's not helping with that.
You're trying to make some money doing some woodworking, huh? Okay, so guys, listen, I want to ask you this question. What do your friends say? Because I would imagine that not a single one of your friends has something like this in their yard. What do your friends say the first time they come over here and see this?
Crazy, I want this in my backyard.
Who doesn't want this in their backyard? So Dad, did you find Aquascape through the vlogs?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you found Aquascape through the vlogs, and you were thinking about a swimming pool, and then how did this whole thing come about?
Yeah, we'd always wanted a swimming pool, but my wife and I were never really excited about just having a swimming pool, because here in Nebraska, it's maybe 3 months out of the year that you can.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just so for perspective, I don't know when this is coming out, probably the winter time, but it is after Labor Day, and we're getting wet, right, kids? But it's enjoyable 365. So we finished it, what, last November?
Last November.
So it's almost coming up on a year. Okay, so you said, hey, I can only use a swimming pool typically 3 months out of the year, where I could enjoy a waterfalls like this 365.
Yeah, and we just come out and hang out and put our feet in the water, feed the fish. I don't know how many times the kids have friends over and they're just finding frogs and doing all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's what kids should be doing. That's what we did, right, Dad? Growing up. Are you a gamer, honey?
They all like
okay, all of you are gamers, but I love it when they're outside. When my kids are outside, I love it.
Yep.
And this is encouraging them to get outside even more than a pool, because there's more to do than just a swimming pool.
Yeah, you don't have to just come out and swim. You can just walk through the stream. You can just find the frogs. More interactive than a pool, for sure.
So Tyler, this is what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Watching the kids, hanging out. This was not an inexpensive investment.
It's good to see them outside enjoying each other.
Right. Well, and look at them. I mean,
Yeah.
I think your daughter's got the biggest personality. You're in trouble.
Typically the first one in the pool and the last one out.
So I would imagine that with this, you've been here for 7 years, you said?
7 years.
That you've spent more time in the last year in the yard than you had the previous 6.
That's probably pretty easy to say. We don't come out that often. Before we had this, we would hang out by the fire pit, but now we come out and just stare at the water. The fish are a lot of fun. Watching the kids walk through the waterfalls, walk through the stream, catch frogs, that's pretty cool.
So describe the process of going about getting a recreation pond and what it was like to see these guys work and the whole process, because people aren't used to this.
Well, started out honestly on YouTube because That's where I found your vlogs, and I didn't even know what a rec pond was.
Right.
But I knew, Kara and I both knew that we didn't really want a pool.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of concrete, and we're really not into that. And
Chemicals.
chemicals, you can't use it all year round. It's not fun to look at in the winter. So once we came across your vlogs and found out what a rec pond was and that it was even a thing, I saw in Europe they have these natural swimming pools.
Yes.
But you ask anyone around here and they had no idea what I was talking about. Found your vlogs, through that contacted Aquascape directly and said, I really want to work with Ed. I mean, I saw one of his projects and it was just amazing, and I honestly didn't think that there was a big chance that Ed would say yes, because I figured he was doing other large projects.
We really loved the idea of the family, and we didn't have any certified aquascape contractors right here in Omaha.
Well, the first week it was a smaller group. There was snow on the ground day one. They dug it all out. We didn't have any rock shit or anything, but got it all scaped up. The main pond area and the wetland and the intake were all kind of shaped. And then the next week, that's when the craziness just doubled and tripled. The amount of equipment we had here, it looked like a Caterpillar parking lot. Semi-truck of rocks just kept coming, just kept coming, just kept coming. And there was a dozen people here at any given time working. What was really cool and amazing to see is how well everyone worked together. Everyone had a great time. Everyone worked really well together, and plus they worked really hard. There was clearly just a culture and a brotherhood that was really cool to see and actually just be a part of. I tried to participate when I could, but I didn't want to be in anybody's way. It was the best construction project that we've ever been a part of.
Amen.
Bar none. So a lot of work got done in 2 weeks. It was an amazing project.
I love how the kids go underneath the waterfall there too.
Yeah.
What's the maintenance like for a recreation pond? What have you been doing to it?
So in the spring, after the snow melts, we saw a pretty decent sized algae bloom. And that's pretty common, as I've learned.
Cold water, bacteria hasn't grown yet.
All the nitrates melting from the snow. The water treatment's very easy. We just use some algicide from Aquascape. I drop in some bacteria packets every couple of weeks. That's literally just throwing a packet into the water.
Yes.
Nothing else. And every so often we gotta clear out some algae by the lily pads. By every so often, I mean maybe once a month. So it hasn't been a lot, other than, you know, you got your typical weeding with any kind of landscaping.
Yeah, but that's outside the pond.
That's not pond. I actually wish that all of our landscaping was as easy as the aquatic plants. As soon as they went in, they grew like crazy.
Yep.
There's no weeds because they're in the pond.
And they're self-watering.
And they're self-watering. That's like perfect.
So what do people say that come here for the first time?
There's a little bit of a shock factor because we don't really publicize it that much, you know. We don't really take a bunch of pictures and post them on social media.
That's my job.
That's your job, yeah. So family will come over and see it for the first time and just kind of go, oh my God. And then they just walk around.
Yes.
You know, we have a party on 4th of July, and there was 5 people scattered throughout the pond, all taking pictures this way and people this way taking pictures.
Well, this is what it's all about right here. I mean, I was just swimming with the kids, but just seeing them hang out in there, and this is why I say I love my job, because of what it creates and the lifestyle it creates for a family. So thank you for the faith in our company, and I'm very proud of the team that created this. And of course, my goal ultimately with my channel is to encourage more people to live the aquascape lifestyle. And I think what you're doing here is exactly what people need to be doing, because people need to be outside in nature more.
I agree, and we found you guys and this whole thing because of your channel, so I appreciate you doing the vlogs, but also I feel real lucky that we were able to work with the caliber of the team that you guys put together.
Okay, so Tyler, let's show the audience what you're building over there in your cool wood shop.
All right, let's go take a look.
Okay.
Little rec room, but here's the gazebo.
Holy cow. Dude, how are you gonna get this thing out of here? This has gotta be super heavy.
Well, these aren't too bad. It's cedar, so it's a little bit lighter.
Okay.
It comes apart. I mean, it's just...
So you're gonna take it apart and reassemble it out there. That makes sense.
Yep.
Of course.
It's upside down, and this is the top. But now, after I get these all fabricated, which it's pretty close, I gotta build the roof.
So, like a shaker roof, or what are you gonna do?
It's gonna be a hip roof.
Nice.
So.
Okay, so now I have an excuse to come back. You said you're gonna get this done about, what, 2 months is the goal?
I'm hoping.
So next year I'm coming back and I'm seeing this gazebo, which is probably the last real big thing you gotta do back there.
Yeah, once I install these posts, I can finish the deck.
Right.
So I couldn't finish the decking until I get these in.
Well, this is a sweet setup, this shop here. I mean, this has gotta be therapy out here.
Yeah, this is where I come out every morning and just do my projects. I got my workshop back there, and then I just got some space out here.
I love what Tyler said about them getting more use out of this than they would a Ferrari. This is a Ferrari backyard, but this is something the whole family can enjoy. And one thing about water features is not just for parents or grandparents or kids, it's something for the the whole family. It brings everybody together. It's super enjoyable for me to see how people are using our products. I'm so proud of Ed and my longest teammate at 28 years we've been working together that developed the products that make these low maintenance, these ecosystem way, the working with Mother Nature, our basic philosophies. And speaking of working with Mother Nature versus a swimming pool, which is chemicals and the treatments, I feel clean. I was just in there swimming. I won't take a shower tonight because I feel clean. My goal with this channel is to inspire people to live the aquascape lifestyle, whether they get a Ferrari like this or a small backyard 8x11 pond, you know, like I have right now. I sold my house with my recreation pond. But the goal with this channel is to answer your questions, to get you inspired to live the aquascape lifestyle. So whether you want a recreation pond or a water garden or just a fountainscape for the wildlife that it attracts, ask your questions below and I'll answer them. This is my hobby. The reason that I say I love my job is I was able to take my hobby and turn it into my profession. And if you're interested, like me, getting a profession with your hobby like this, check out the links below for our training. We have so many different training options, whether it's online, whether it's in person, whether it's regional events. You know, ultimately my goal is to help people succeed. And whether that's succeeding as a family with a place to enjoy and come home to and be outside in nature instead of inside, or whether that's a profession like I have where I get to work with my hands and be outside in nature. I just love it. I want to inspire more people to reach their fullest potential, whether it's as hobbyists, whether it's as professionals. So please share these videos. Let more people see what living the aquascape lifestyle is about so that I can keep saying I love my job.